I really am here to look into getting a lot of phone calls from Kenya, friends, relatives. It's a common chorus of requesting for financial support, which I think is it's not a bad thing. If somebody needs support, they have to definitely request for it. When I talk to a lot of people, they tell me that I am doing this also. I'm working here, try to do this to make ends meet. But it's just sometimes it's extremely difficult. People get sick and they're not able to work anymore, but also to find the jobs themselves is also difficult. And so you hear the flight of the people, the suffering of the people, not being able even to buy food, not being able even to find money, for rent. And so people are going through a lot of challenges. And when they reach out to us, to me, or maybe somebody else in diaspora, the most frustrating thing is just seeing, what is happening in Kenya with the Kenyan government and where the politicians are putting their emphasis on, like really where they're putting their focuses on. You can clearly see that it's not the people. Like it's just not the people. You can tell that they really don't care about the suffering of the people. They are just driven by their own gain, really, their personal gain. Yet, in many cases, these people are voted in really to serve the common mwananchi, and that is clearly not happening. And sometimes, if you are not willing to serve the people, at least don't pass policies that are oppressing the people or just taking them from a bad condition to a worse condition. And that's what we see. And we wonder, even with the protest and people just pushing back, it just doesn't seem like the government of Kenya at the moment, Ruto and Gachagua and a whole his cabinet and everybody involved, the MPs, the governors, like it just seems like they don't care. Majority of them, it just seems that they don't care, and so it becomes really frustrating. So where we like, what is the future of Kenya and Kenyans like? Just looking, being robbed from left or right, just from public funds. Yet the Kenyans themselves, they are suffering. How many calls I get from Kenya people, they want me to pay their rent, they want me to buy them food, and I can sympathize with them. I can empathize with them because if the environment is not there for them to be able to generate money, what are they supposed to do? And then even the little that they have is just being taken away. Their freedom is being taken away. Their freedom to own land is being taken away. Their freedom to own traditional seeds is being taken away. Their healthcare is being taken away. We have seen videos circulating, people who are diabetic, who have to rely on dialysis. Um, they cannot access that services anymore because they go to the hospitals and they are told you have to pay. The government has given a go ahead. The ship is not the thing. NHIF is no longer. Yet it doesn't cover those things. The ship doesn't cover anything that NHIF was covering. And so these people are really like, they depend on this. But who can afford thousands of Kenyan shillings, maybe a couple times a week or even couple times a month? It's just not affordable. And so you realize that like these really people don't care. I will actually believe they are just out of touch with the reality on the ground. And whatever they are doing up there in the government, nobody knows. The other thing that I'm really surprised is I I wonder where the opposition is. We really Kenya doesn't have an opposition. It just seems like this government is doing whatever they can do. There's no opposition to push back on some of the bills. It's like they have all been bought. It's like they are all just serving these two guys, huyu Makanga na huyu dereva, you know? And so you wonder, like, why? Isn't there even the fear of God in these people that they can look and see people of Kenya are suffering and we need to serve them? But no, people, even they have the guts to go and seek public sympathy, going to apologize to the public. Why do that? Like, you apologize to the public, yet you're not serving to the public. If I wrong a brother somewhere, I'm not gonna bring on social media or at a church and apologize. No, I'll call them and apologize. So, like what the vice president is doing is part of the tactics of manipulation. And I think Kenyans, we should not buy that kind of tactics. And for people who just don't know any better, people who are either just stuck with Mheshimiwa Manenos, that thing has that thing has is past time. People are past that. And so we have to take responsibility. When people are going through the kind of life that they are going through, and we have people who are banking billions and billions of Kenyan shillings that are not theirs. If they had invested, it's their hard work. But this is money that is being taken out of public funds. That could be going into healthcare. That could be going into schools. That could be going into different projects that are unfinished and getting them finished. They are being pocketed by a few. That is where it gets frustrating. These politicians just need to know that the Kenyans are not going to buy this BS. The Kenyans are not going to settle for less. And we will continue pushing. We will continue pushing with the little resources that we have. And the power is to the people. The power is to the people. And you can push people only to an extent. At one point, they'll push back. There's no understanding of this government and all the politicians, where really majority of the politician, where Kenya is on the ground. I saw another video of this apostle who will go to different houses and see if the people will give him like a $50 or even a meal. And you look at the condition of those families. It's just one room. The whole family, maybe with the 5, 6 kids and the father and mother, they are sharing and they're sleeping on the ground. And if they even don't have enough meals to eat, enough food to eat, and these people are suffering, these kids have to go to school they can't afford. And at the same time, there's a politician here who is stealing the money that is supposed to go to support those kind of families. They are sending their kids to abroad to study abroad. They are um, sending their kids to the best hospitals, to the best schools outside the country or within the country. And so it just seems like they just don't care. Like even the fear of God is not in them. And this is where the problem is. And I want to say, like, to the people that are kind of out of touch with the reality is, um, be willing and be open-minded to learn something new. If people are saying we do not want this government, at least be open to learn why people don't want this government. You know, be willing to learn. Be willing to say, things has been this way for so many years, but we need a change. How will it? Maybe, just maybe, it could be better if a change is here. And so it's our obligation from for all generation basically, like baby boomers, millennials, Gen Z, Gen Alpha. It's all our responsibility to to push for better governance. And so I'm just raising my voice because when I hear the cry of Kenyans, reaching out to me and just explaining to me the hardship they are going through is heartbreaking. It's really, really heartbreaking. And this has gone on for so many years. And it could be better. If if the government doesn't want to give handouts, and I don't think any Kenyan is expecting the government to give them handouts, but at least, just at least, um, create an environment where people can actually create businesses, where they can create employment. Those are the things that Kenyans are asking. These are the things that Kenyans are demanding. We need better roads. We need a better healthcare services. We need NIHF back. We need to stop paying goons to go and really violate the rights of an individual. Like Marada Kepaso just being seats are being thrown at him by people who have been paid. That needs to stop. Like people need to be able to express. This was like a public participation. Is he not part of the public? So that was completely wrong. And I think that um, somebody like these politicians, Ruto, Gashangwa, whoever is paying these people, you're stooping way too down. You are punching below the belt. And that's really shameful for you guys. At least have some dignity to yourself and to your record. And remember, we all at one time, we will not be here. You cannot be alive for forever. So what you are fighting for as a politician, just trying to steal and to steal and to steal, you cannot eat all of it. But the consequences of that are not just here on earth, it will be even eternal. So do your duty. You got elected, you swore by the Bible to do and to serve the Kenyans people, and also to uphold the Constitution of Kenya. So do that. That's your job. Do your job. Do your job. Make the life of Kenyans easier. You know, a lot of people don't want to actually be away from home. Some of us have not even seen our families for such a long time. And we'll have to do that. But why? If Kenya had created a good environment for all people, I'm telling you now, a lot of Kenyans will return home and continue building the country. But we cannot do that because the people already home, they are trying to get out of the place because it's just a mess. But not everybody gets a chance to come abroad. So come on, guys. You both Ruto, you say you are a PhD. It just doesn't seem like you are a PhD. Like I would think that you think better. You think that you think better. Like you do better. Like come on. Even you are not even doing a fraction of what Kibaki did. What a shame. Hmm. And you guys trying to impeach Gachagua by himself. No. Gachagua, Ruto, they were on the same ticket. We voted for both of them, vice president and the president. So if the president is vice president is being voted out, impeached, then both of you need to go. So what we are saying is both of you need to go and have some dignity. Just resign. Why are you waiting to be pushed out? Just resign. Yeah, look at the United Kingdom. How they were doing when it came to the pressure of the prime ministers having to resign. And they did. Well, they did. We saw them 2 minutes or three, I don't know if 3 minutes or just resign. So if your usefulness is over, I think the right thing to do is to just resign. Just go home. And then let those who are ready to run the country run it. Not have to be there, Kenya, to be a success. The people are saying, we do not want you. The people are saying, Ruto must go. And if Ruto must go, Gachagua must go as well. So if people have been calling for that for now more than 6 months, constantly, even protesting, then why can't you have some dignity and just resign? You waiting for us to vote you out in 2027? Have some dignity, resign, and leave the seat. Let the people who are capable, you know, come to the seats who want to serve Kenyans, and there are a majority of people who can serve Kenyans well. So have some dignity and just resign. I think there's a room for you to resign. And to you MPs, you need to impeach both the president and the vice president. Let them go. Let them go. So do your job as well. I know you have been getting paid all the time, but you guys need to do your job and just let those people go. This government is not working for Kenyans. They are working for themselves. And even that's why we saw he dissolved the cabinet and then he reappoints the same people. Who does that? And that's why we are saying, um, is the IQ of these politicians just too low to that extent? Because it just seems like they just don't seem to get it. They don't seem to get it at all, which is very sad. Let's look at some of the reason why actually they are trying to impeach um, Rigathi Gachagua. There are many reasons, but some of this is alleged, involvement in corruption and improper conduct while in office, failure to manage key government functions, leading to inefficiency in public services delivery, accusation of undermining President William Ruto's leadership, and pushing for personal political gains. And this is just another BS, as I said earlier. It's like it's a alleged involvement in corruption and proper conduct while in office. So Ruto is not doing the same. You're saying only Rigathi is being involved in this corruption. What about the Adani deal? Is that only Rigathi involved? The shifting is only Rigathi involved? We know Ruto is behind all this as well. We know like all the money that is going on in Kenya, illegal money that is going in Kenya. We are sure both of them are involved. Mm. All right, because like maybe Ruto is out of favor with um, what Mlimani as we like to call them. Maybe that's why now they are trying to play games on the people's mind. Ndio wapate nini sympathy votes, support. I think Kenyans are not that stupid. And speaking of like public service delivery, there's not a single it's not a single government official really that we can say we can see their works. If there is, very few. And I don't know, maybe we need to highlight some of those who are actually being successful. But all that I've seen is just failure from all levels. That's the common denominator, it's just failure. So singling one person, yeah, we can single them, but we can't say that all of a sudden he gets impeached. That would be the solution to all the problems of Kenyans. No. As we said, they came together, Ruto and Rigathi, and they both have to go. And just them undermining, like saying is undermining the ability of President Ruto to rule. Is that really true? Is that really true? It's not true. We know this is false. This is just propaganda. So they both need to go. So all this to say that I am in favor of both Ruto and Rigathi being impeached. They need to leave the office. My recommendation for them is they need to resign. Just resign respectfully. Like have some dignity, resign and leave the office. And give Kenyans an opportunity to vote for people who want to serve them, not the people who just want to steal from them left and right. That's just how it is, you know. That's how it is. It's actually it's such an embarrassment even for us as a country. Every country that used to look at us as a role model. It's that's I don't think that's the case anymore. There may be like Maybe the people in the society imitated the Kenyans who are protesting, pushing for better governance. But in terms of the leadership, it's just a mess. Even this like jeopardizes the East Africa community. So selfishness is not going to take Kenya anywhere. We need to be able to say it's not about us, it's not about them, it's about the Kenya and the future of Kenya. So you guys need to do what is right for Kenya. Stop just squeezing Kenyans against the wall, pushing them against the wall again and again. We expected so much. This was you guys, both of you, campaigned um, with campaign promises. That is the government for the people of Kenya, to serve the people of Kenya. But this is the worst government we have seen so far. This is the worst of the worst. Just feels like we are being taken back to a Moi era, even worse off. There was even ideas of extending the president's term to 7 years. So somebody wants to be there for 14 years and just make sure they run down Kenya completely. This is becoming a dictator state. Uh, Completely. This is where we are heading. So politely, Ruto and Rigathi, just resign and give Kenyans an opportunity to vote again for better governance. We are not going to do your job that you're supposed to do. We have our duties as Kenyans, and is to hold you guys accountable. So guess what? You guys need to do your job. But we have already given you enough time to do that, but you haven't. So the best you have is to resign and just let Kenyans choose the leaders that will serve them well. Anyway, this is not a political channel. It really is not. But these things that happen to Kenyans and to Kenya itself affects me as a Kenyan citizen. It affects all the Kenyans in the diaspora. And therefore, what happens in Kenya and the governance within the Kenyan government, it matters to us. We want to see a Kenya that is prospering. We want to see a Kenya that is politically stable. We want to see a Kenya that is not using the government machinery to exploit Kenyans. We want Kenyans to have a fair share of what is rightfully theirs. We want a government, and not a government, and that includes even also the judiciary and the legislature serving the people in the interest of the people. We want a government that puts its people first, not their stomachs, not their bank accounts. Um, so it is our business as people in the diaspora. When we see our families suffering, when we see our families, our neighbors back home, friends just struggling to make it in life, struggling to make ends meet, um, it affects us. It pains us. We want to see a Kenya that creates an environment for people to prosper, for people to be able to make a better life. Um, so the government needs to serve its people. There are so many Kenyans right now who are stuck in Lebanon. Those are fellow diaspora community, and they are there, thousands of them, and knowing the bombing that is going on there, those people, those Kenyans are not safe. Has the government done anything um, to take them out of that mess, to put them in a safe place? You know, so that's why we are calling for Ruto to go, not just impeaching Rigathi. We're asking for all of them to leave the office, and then after that, elections, official election to take place. Anyway, I just needed to give my opinion on this. And so please subscribe to our channel. Please like and share. We're trying to grow this community, and so your participation is highly appreciated. Actually, when I look at the stats, it looks like 73% of actually people who see our videos that we post, they are not, they have not subscribed. So just imagine what will happen if those 73% could actually subscribe to the channel. So please, if you are watching this, like, share, and please subscribe. That's how the best way you can support these channels. Thank you so much.